After years of being a terrible father, Goku finally gets some parental development in Dragon Ball Super Chapter 102, and Vegeta also steps up as a doting dad.
Goodness.
Welcome to Furthy's Feedback, folks. So, Goku is by far the most iconic character in Dragon Ball Super and every era of Dragon Ball for that matter. Though despite his immense popularity, there's always been one major complaint fans have had about Goku's character that's lingered since the very beginning of Dragon Ball Z. And now, Dragon Ball Super has finally fixed that complaint with a scene that subtly shows Goku being the one thing he's arguably never been: a good father. In Dragon Ball Super Chapter 102 by Akira Toriyama and Toyotaru, Goku travels to Earth from Beerus' world after having been away from his home for many chapters. Indeed, this is the first time in his arc that he's returned to Earth. He does so after learning of Gohan's new beast form, and he wants to see it for himself. So Goku invites Gohan along with Goten and Trunks to Beerus' world to test all their strength in a safer environment. When they get to Beerus' world, Goku is preparing to spar with Gohan, something Gohan seems very excited about, before tossing it over to Goten and Trunks on Vegeta's suggestion, letting them in on the fun before the true match begins. Training and sparring have always been how Goku has connected with his sons, and this chapter shows that happening once more with Gohan, and arguably for the first time with Goten. In other words, this chapter finally shows Goku being a good father.
That boy is good.
Good and terrible.
It's widely recognized that Goku isn't a very good father to his children, but there are some who argue the opposite, usually pointing to Dragon Ball Z's Perfect Cell saga as evidence of the contrary, as Goku spent an entire year training and paying full attention to Gohan. It was during this time that Goku believed in Gohan so much, he empowered his son to reach a level of strength Goku himself hadn't yet attained: Super Saiyan 2. Inspiring one's son to be better than oneself is the clearest indication of a good father, and Goku exhibited that during the Perfect Cell saga perfectly. Unfortunately, that was about the only time that happened, and only with Gohan. Goku has barely spent any time on panel with Goten, and his time with Gohan has been very few and far between, mostly whenever they need to get stronger to face a specific villain. However, in this chapter of Super, Goku just wanted to spend time with his kids for its own sake, using training as his way to connect with them.
There's always room for family.
Goku isn't the only Saiyan who has a reputation of being a terrible father, as Vegeta is certainly not the world's best dad either. Vegeta's affection for Trunks usually relies entirely on Trunks' power level. If Trunks allows himself to become weaker than Vegeta would like, Vegeta either beats him to a pulp through training, or ignores him altogether. However, in this chapter, Vegeta is actively including Trunks in his training on Beerus' world, and is even the one who suggested Trunks and Goten work together to spar with Gohan. It seems Goku isn't the only Saiyan who subtly showed off his paternal skills in this chapter, as Vegeta proved to be an attentive and supportive father to Trunks in the very same scene. However, given his reputation, this chapter is way more significant for Goku's parental development, as Dragon Ball Super subtly fixes fans' biggest complaint about the Saiyan hero.
I'm a bad father.